So welcome to week 3. Today we're going to be looking at shoulders. And again, this routine is about moving in ways that feel good, about getting your shoulders moving. But it's a really great routine to do if you've done any handstand training or rings training or climbing, anything that uses your shoulders a lot. This will really kind of chill them out and it feels really good. So we have 2 cats with us right now. So let's see if they stick around. So we're just going to begin with some breathing. Nice deep inhales and exhale. And we're going to bring our shoulders into that. So we're going to rotate from our shoulders as we inhale, and then as we exhale, coming back and inhale and rotate as we exhale. So we're just inhaling and exhaling. So hopefully you don't have a head falling off the shelf. Chester. Up. Good girl. So a couple more. Just moving with our breath. I don't know, I guess the head's staying down. So now we're going to move on to up and down. So we're going to bring our shoulders up towards our ears, and then we're going to bring them down. So up and down. And as you do this, make the movement really nice and slow and controlled. And if you find that, it's kind of jerky, try slowing it down, right? See if you can smooth it out. And just really bring awareness to that movement. So notice is your arms bending. Are your arms bending? So as I'm coming up, am I bending my arms? Okay, is that making me think I'm going higher than I actually am? And if it is, okay, I'm not saying you don't need your arms locked out. Have them relaxed, but they shouldn't really be bending to get that movement. Good. And now we're going to bring our arms up in front of us. And what we're going to do is we're going to squeeze our shoulder blades together. And then we're going to bring our shoulder blades apart as we reach forward. Okay, so squeezing together and bringing them apart as we reach forward. And it's important to note that this is not me pushing my upper back backwards, right? This is me reaching forward with my arms and bringing my shoulder blades around my body this direction. So squeezing and reaching forward. And these movements don't have to be big. These can be very small movements. Good. Let's bring our arms down, and now let's combine those movements together into circles. So we're going to come up, we're going to squeeze our shoulder blades together, we're going to bring our shoulders blades down, and then we're going to come forward. So we're making these big circles with our shoulder blades. And notice as I'm doing this, right, I'm not moving my entire body through this. I'm really trying just to have that movement in my shoulders. You might find there's some clicking or crunching. It's fine as long as there's no pain. If you find there's any painful parts of the movement, we're going to go forward now. So we're going to do forward circles. Any painful parts, then make the movement smaller. What can you do to make it not painful? And then we're going to bring our arms out in front of us. We're going to do the same thing here. So we're going to come up together, squeeze shoulder blades together, shoulder blades down and forward. So we're making these circles now with our arms out in front of us. One thing you can do if you're struggling with this movement is hold onto a yoga block, hold onto a book, something that keeps your hands the same distance apart, and think about moving that object in a circle. And forward. And again, be mindful of whether the rest of your body is moving as you're doing this. And if it is, just try slowing it down, really isolating the movement. Good. And shake that out. So we're going to do arms out to the side. This is my favorite one. We're going to squeeze your shoulder blades together behind you. Okay, as you reach your arms out. And then you're going to bring your shoulder blades around to give yourself a big hug. So give yourself a big hug, move around. It is Valentine's Day as I'm filming this, so love yourself. And opposite arm on top this time as we give ourselves a big hug. Squeeze shoulder blades together and reaching around. Good. And you can do this with as much speed or as little speed as you want. And shake your arms out. So we're going to stand with our left foot in front of our right foot. I'm going to start with our right arm, and you're going to think about this being nice and relaxed, nice and loose. And we're just going to start very gently swinging your arm. So Tom Wexler has a really good cue for this in terms of thinking of your arm as string and thinking of your hand as a ball on the end of that swing. So we're just letting it swing with its natural rhythm. And we're not going up and letting that string kind of flop. So we're just letting the ball swing, going a little higher each time. And really just trying to loosen off and feel good right in that shoulder joint. Yeah, so we're nice and relaxed. I don't know what Chester's looking for. So this time, as your arm is now kind of coming all the way up, you want to be mindful that this is an arm movement and not I'm exaggerating here, but if you notice you're getting your arm pointing up to the ceiling by arching your back or lifting your ribs, just try and hold that and don't worry about going as high. And then we're going to bend your elbow at the top. And we can bend our elbow at the back as well. So, oh, forgot to bend it. So elbows lifting. And there's no set number of reps for this. It's just really until your arm feels nice, and then we can switch sides. So we'll swap legs and just start gently swinging your other arm. Again, imagine that string, your arm is made of string, your hand's a ball on the end of that string. And we're just ever so slowly increasing the height of your arm, swinging a little bit further. Again, if any of this feels icky, try and move it in a way that feels good. And that might be going slow. Okay, might be slowing that movement down. Okay, or might be swinging it at a slightly different angle. Just find something that works well for you. And we're getting it a little higher now. So Chester thinks she wants to go outside. And on Blog TO it said it was minus 30 degrees. Or feels like minus 30 degrees. So I don't think she does. I'm actually bending my arm now. So That's Celsius for anyone in the US. And we're going to bend our arm at the back. Good. You should be feeling nice and warm and loose in that shoulder joint now. Okay, so it's all shoulders feeling really good. We're going to come down onto our hands and knees for the next part. So we're down on our hands and knees. And we're going to start with that same movements of our shoulder blades. So I'm going to think about squeezing my shoulder blades together. And then I push into the floor as my shoulder blades are going to move apart. Okay, so my shoulder blades move apart, move together. And again, this is another one to be mindful of. Are we moving our spine? Okay? Or are you really able to move your shoulder blades? And try and, as much as you can, go for that shoulder blade movement. But if you get a little bit of spine, again, it's not a big deal. And we're going to find a neutral position, so between the two, not all the way up and not all the way down. And we're going to go shoulder blades moving in this direction, up towards my head, and then shoulder blades moving down towards my back pockets. Okay, by head, so down towards my hips. Okay, so up. And then combining those movements into circles. So we're going to push into the floor, our shoulder blades move apart. We're going to come up towards our ears, shoulder blades move up. We're going to squeeze our shoulder blades together. We're going to bring shoulder blades down towards our back pockets. And then we're going to bring our shoulder blades apart. So we're making these circles. And notice if your arms are bending. Okay, often you'll find that you get that elbow movement. And just be mindful of that. I'm trying to get that shoulder blade movement here. And we'll go the other direction. So this feels really nice, but it's also can be a bit of work for your shoulder blades here, especially if you're not used to doing any of these movements. So that's okay. Now we're going to walk our hands forward. So our hands are coming in front of us. It's going to move the cat paraphernalia. So our hands coming in front of us. We're going to push back. Okay, so I'm pushing back, rounding my back, and then I'm going to just let myself sit back. And then rock forward. Gonna push back again. And rocking forward. So I'm getting that push away from the floor. And I'm also getting that stretch through my shoulders here. So we're getting a lot of things going on. Pushing back. As we do this movement. Now in that push back position, we're going to do some rocking from side to side. So from here, I'm just going to move over to one side and over to the other side. And as I'm doing that, what I'm trying to get is that increasing the length of this side. So I'm getting this stretch through there. So you'll notice there's a little bit, as I'm moving to the side, there's a little bit of hip movement in the opposite direction. And don't worry about getting it perfect. Just focus on getting in positions that feel nice. As you rock side to side. Good. From there, you're gonna come down onto your stomach. And we're gonna have our arms out to the side for this one. So arms out to the side, palms facing down. And we're gonna bring our left leg up over. We're gonna use our left arm to get a little push on the floor, and we're gonna feel that stretch through the front of our chest. So a little stretch here, and then we come to the other side. So we're just gently rolling back and forth. And we're not going into anything intense here. We're just moving through positions that feel good. And then we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to flip our hands over so the backs of our hands on the floor. And you might feel this a little more in your bicep now. You can play around with the height of your arms. Good, and rolling onto your back. So we're going to bring our arms out to the side, and then you're going to reach over, okay, with this arm. And so you're rolling over the opposite arm, and then you can reach this arm forward, shuffle around so you can get in a good position. And you'll feel a nice stretch across this side of the shoulder. From here, you're going to push that arm into the floor, bring yourself over, and flip over to the other side. Again, now we're getting a stretch through this side. Flipping back. And we're just rolling side to side. So rolling onto your back. From here, we're just going to sit up. You're going to place your hands behind you. I like to place my fingers pointed towards my butt. But if that's not comfortable, you can turn your hands out slightly. So what we're going to do here is we're going to roll our shoulders down and back. Bend your elbows. Lift your chest up. Okay, you can imagine you're like a swimsuit model. So chest up. Flick your hair. And from this position, you're going to bend your elbows and straighten. So we're just moving up and down. And keep your chest up. Good. You're going to bring your knees underneath. And if this is uncomfortable, you can stand up or come up to a tall kneeling position. And we're just going to finish opening up, same as we did standing at the beginning. Bringing forward. So inhaling. And we can exhale, coming all the way down. Put your head on the floor. Take a few nice deep breaths in this position. And feel free to hang out there for as long as you need to. Do any other shoulder movements that feel good to you. So this is a really simple shoulder movement routine, which is really working not just on getting your shoulders to feel good, but getting them to move in ways that you might not always be moving them in. And if you're either doing a lot of shoulder training, this at the end of the day can just kind of feel really nice, loosen off some things. If you're sitting at a desk and don't do a lot of shoulder movements, this can feel really amazing just to get your shoulders moving in ways that they don't normally move. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please let me know if you tried it. I love to hear those things. So thank you.